Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In the previous videos we used formulas and then VBA to split emails into their username and domain. Now let's look at another common use case, which is extracting the last word from text. In real world situations you might use this to get the last name from a cell when people have different number of names in one column. But for this example, I've typed some of my wishes and goals for the next few weeks and months. My goal will now be to extract the last word from each cell. And first, let's start with probably the easiest solution, which I believe is using the TEXTAFTER function. And the text will be cell A2. The delimiter is a space. And for the instance number, if I pass here -1, and if I click here F9, I guess this should give me the last word. So now Control Z, and if I click Enter, and if I make a double click now, I think this should work. So this is using the TEXTAFTER function. The problem, however, is that TEXTAFTER is only available in modern versions of Excel. So let's also explore the old school ugly way. And to do this, we will have to find the last space in each of the cells. Obviously, there is a problem here since each text have different number of words. But first, let's get to the last space. And then what we will do is we're going to change that space with something. And I think I will probably change it with hashtag. The idea is that it shouldn't exist anywhere in the column. And to verify that that's the case, maybe first I can select the entire column and click Ctrl F. And let's try to find a hashtag. And it says we couldn't find what you were looking for. And that's exactly what I was hoping for. So the idea is that I will find the position of the last space and I will replace it with hashtag. Then I would probably use search to find this position. And then combination of right and length functions. So this is rather easier said than done. And let's see how to implement it. First, I would want to remove all spaces from that string. So for this, I can use the substitute function. And let's replace in cell A2, let's replace all spaces with nothing. And here for the instance number argument, I'm not going to provide anything for now. So if I now click enter, we get the same text but without the spaces. And then the next step will be to count how many characters we have here. And then from the number of characters in this string, we can subtract this. And this returns 6. That means that if what I have done here is correct, it means that this text in cell A2 consists of 7 words and they are separated by 6 spaces. And if I count them, that meeting could have been an email, and I believe that there are 7 words and they should be separated by exactly 6 spaces. And now what I can do is nest this part in another substitute function and substitute the text in cell A2. The old text will be space, the new text will be hashtag, and I'm only going to replace the 6th instance. So now I can simply close here And this returns exactly what I was hoping for. It has replaced only the last interval. So now the next step will be to find the position of that interval. So I'm going to be looking for that hashtag in this text starting from the first character. And it says that it's on the 32nd position. And now we can use the right function of cell A2 and get that many characters. And if I click here F9, then we see that we don't have any intervals. So now I can make a double click here, and I think this should work for all other cells. So this is the old school ugly way. And I'm not sure if the formula is visible enough here in the formula bar, so maybe I can also use the formula text function, which will return the text of the formula as string. So this is the entire formula. All right, and in the next video, we'll do the same thing, but with VBA. And I believe you will see how much easier it is compared to this long formula. So I'll see you there.